You've ever bought a wig and you knew this wig was gonna come in and change your life because it looked so good in the listing photos, and it comes in and it looks like this, basically garbage. It was supposed to look something like this, but it came in looking like this, and you're like, what in the world? And then it ends up in the back of your closet with all the other beginner friendly wigs. Girl, same. I have went through this so many times because I didn't know what to look for into a wig. And so honestly, it's not you, it's just the way that the wig industry is set up for beginners to actually fail and keep on buying more and more wigs. So today we're gonna get into how to stop this from happening, why it keeps happening, and I'm gonna share with you guys tips and tricks to look out for, so this way you stop wasting your money. So if you're ready to hear all the tea today, then let's get into it. So let's get into the truth no one tells you. So whenever I first started getting into wigs, the very beginning, I used to buy these $20 wigs off of Amazon, and the quality looked so good. The hair looked so thick and long and luscious. And I thought, like from the listing photo, what I saw, it just looked like a dream wig, and I thought that's exactly what I was gonna get. I zoomed into the photos, made sure I looked at the hairline, made sure I looked at the hair, and everything looked good. And I'm like, there's no way they can sell this with a photo like this, and that's not what I get. But whenever it arrived, it looked like all of these wigs always looked so terrible. I only had 20 bucks, so that's what I got. And these wigs looked so terrible that what I ended up doing, because it had no lace front into the front, that's a whole other topic, but like I didn't know what lace was, right? So it came in with like this huge thick type of band into the front that just showed that it was a wig. So I went ahead and pushed this wig back and then took my real hair out and made kind of like a high ponytail like today, but with my real hair all out into the front. This way people wouldn't notice. And I have a clip right here just to show you guys exactly what this looked like. I used to do this a lot onto my YouTube channel because I didn't know what to look for into wigs. And this was like the beginning of my journey, okay? And it looked so bad. I thought nobody could tell that I was wearing a wig, but honestly, the back of my wig was so bulky because the wig basically was sitting all into the back, and it was so heavy, and like there was no way I could actually go out in person, like in public, and have people think that that was my real hair. There's just no way. Back then, there wasn't a lot of info out there on wigs. Like everybody just threw on a wig and it looked so freaking good. Like you knew that they were wearing a wig, but you didn't understand how it looked so real. So every time I got a wig and it didn't look the same as theirs, I thought I was the problem, when in reality, it's just because I didn't have that like messy middle stages of learning on what makes a wig look real. So here are the reasons why your first wigs end up in drawers. So the number one reason is because a lot of first time wigs, beginner wigs, come with the thickest transparent lace. And a lot of times whenever people look at the model onto the website, it looks transparent, it looks beautiful. And then it comes in, you put it on, and the lace itself is thicker than a screen door. Number two is density, because I used to think 200% density was like amazing. I used to think I was gonna have such luscious hair, and on the model it looked amazing. So I'm like, I'm gonna look like a celebrity. And the thing was, is I could never get my wig flat to my head. It just looked always like a puffball and like terrible. Number three is not prepping your hair properly underneath the wig to have it lay super flat like this one is doing. You can see how this one looks so flat to my head, right? And I have like pretty long hair, and I'm able to get it really nice and flat. So it's so important. And the thing is whenever these things stack up and we put on a wig for the very first time and it looks not realistic and it doesn't look real, we try it once, throw it away, never try again. We get discouraged, and that happens to so much people. So when it finally clicked for me is when I tried a really expensive wig. For the first time, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop wasting my money on $20 wigs. I'm gonna stop wasting my money on $40 wigs, and I'm going to buy, there was so many, there was this one woman, sorry, not so many, but there was this one woman who kept showing Raquel wigs, and it looked so good. These wigs were like $200 to $400, sometimes even a bit higher, but they were synthetic and they were really expensive. I think it cost me like $300 Canadian for one of the wigs. I purchased it. I said, you know what? I need it. I have to create content and let me try it out. And I think this is the first time, like I almost cried. I filmed my first review here onto this channel. It got so many views. It actually blew up, and the reason why I create wig videos. But it was the first like aha moment where I went, oh my gosh, there's wigs out there that actually look real at the hairline. And what I noticed was it had a bit of lace into the front, and then near the front area it had these bleach type of streaks that was going through, and it made the hair look like it was coming from the skin. That like blonde hair seemed to make it look so realistic, and I went, oh my gosh, okay, wigs can look real. Like they can look real in the front of the hairline, and I was amazed. But this thing was so synthetic. It was knotting up. It was amazing for the hairline, but it just knotted up so much and looked so bad like outside of my house. So I ended up I worked actually with a company, had no clue who they were for the very first time. I worked with Hair VV, and that's who I'm wearing today actually. And I worked with Hair VV, and their wigs came in. They were human hair. They didn't have the same type of lace, like their lace was a lot thinner than the Raquel one. And the lace just was like so thin and blended into my skin too. And the hairline was amazing. Everything looked amazing, and I had a fake scalp like this one, and it just looked so real. And I went, whoa, wait a second. Nobody ever taught me about this. And why does this one look, because I didn't know what pre-bleach knots were. I didn't know what pre-plucked hairline was. So I went like, okay, why is this one looking so real? I need to learn about this because I want to buy more wigs like this. I had no idea what made this wig look real, and I thought it was actually the fake scalp inside. So I thought every time I would order from a different company, I just needed a fake scalp, and I thought I was going to get the same quality, when in reality that was not the case. And that's when I realized I didn't need more wigs. I just needed to figure out what made this wig look so real. What was every little part of this wig that made it look so real? And I tried out other wig companies with similar things, and they looked real too. So if you're just starting out and you do not know anything about lace, you do not know anything about knots, and you were just like me, and you need a simple like, this is what I need to look for. Just tell me, Jasmine, what do I need to look out for whenever I'm purchasing a wig? This is it. I'm not gonna get into details about what they are or anything like that, but just look for these things in the details whenever you're purchasing a wig, and you're gonna get a wig that looks so good, or you should be, okay? Like this is like it's supposed to be like a foolproof, like your wig should look really, really good. So the first thing you wanna look out for is pre-bleach knots. That's gonna help you not get a wig that has all those dots into the front of the hairline. The second thing is a pre-plucked hairline. That's gonna give you the illusion right here. So they pluck every hair. It's gonna give you the illusion that you have a natural hairline. The third thing is going to be HD transparent lace or Swiss transparent lace. This is so important, guys, because this is what's going to make, like, you're gonna end up getting a wig that has that lace that blends right into your skin. And if you get just transparent lace, I know this is so confusing and I'm sorry, but if you just get transparent lace, it's gonna end up coming to your door with like the thickest lace ever. You need to make sure that it says transparent, so this way it's like see-through, but you need to make sure it says HD in front of it or Swiss in front of it. It's so important to get that. I hope that was very clear. If you have a question on that, leave it down below. But basically this one has that, and I'll leave this one linked down below in case you guys want this exact wig or you want to check out this company. They're the first company that really gave me like that aha moment, and I love them. And I still wear them to this day. I think I started working with them like 4 years ago whenever I first started getting into wigs. And yeah, I still wear them to this day. Even if you don't grab a wig like this, just please stop blaming yourself for not being able to make a wig look realistic, because it's not you, it's the way that the whole wig world is set up. And that's basically what this channel is for, is breaking down layer by layer until wigs finally make sense to you and no more wasted space into your drawers. And yeah, so if you want to check out my channel, subscribe if you're ready for the clarity era on what makes wigs look real. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.